Alright, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Having a fantastic day. My name is Rose here. Now today's video has got me so hyped because this has been talked about in a few people's video. I just watched somebody's. His name is Happy Powers. I watched it. I went to his channel and he did end up having the heartbeat. Well, I looked it up. I didn't go to his channel or anything. I'm sorry. I'm just really hyped right now. And he did have the video on the heartbeat. But he was the only one that really went into detail about what's going on with it. None of the other channels that I saw end up having any kind of thumbnail that had to do with the heartbeat, or the title didn't have anything to do with it. And oh my god, I can't believe I just found this out. I was showing my friend Rocky, or Zombie Expert Kill, the eggs because he had no clue what I was talking about at all. And when I ended up sitting down there, they were talking and I heard a heartbeat and I thought I was tripping, but no. I ended up hearing it. I told him, I was like, hey guys, shut the fuck up, wait, hold on. And then they sat quiet for a few seconds. I was like, yo, come here, there's a heartbeat, these motherfuckers are alive. And I was so hyped. I'll show that clip after this next thing that it's gonna happen. I'm sorry, this is all gonna sound confusing, but what I'm gonna do in today's video is obviously talk about what's going on with these eggs. Now, like I said, this has been talked about, so I'm not the first person that's found out about this. But what I am gonna do is talk about a little bit of kind of a theory, because you know that's really what I wanna. Like I said in my last video, if y'all ended up watching that, I do want to make my channel more of a theory video, and maybe like I didn't mention this, but like a top 10 and stuff like that kind of channel. But anyways, I'm gonna be talking about a little theory about the dragons. And obviously that theory is going to be how these dragons are actually alive and how these dragons might come into effect once they actually end up hatching. Now obviously they might not hatch. We don't know 100%, but obviously, you know, the more I don't know the word, but the more obvious fact would be is that they are going to hatch soon, considering they do sound alive. If there is a heartbeat, then we know they're alive. So I'm gonna show you guys this first clip where I go into a playground mode and I end up showing you guys where the dragon eggs, if y'all don't know where they are, I'm gonna show y'all where they are and what wall to break and everything like that, and how you what you have to do in order to get them to get the heartbeat in order for you to be able to hear it. Now sorry if I sound a little bit far away. I'm trying to, you know, adjust my where I am from my mic so it's not as loud or as ear rapey and stuff. So anyways, that's off topic, I'm sorry again. But I went into playground and showed you all that stuff, and then after that I mentioned in the middle of it that I don't know if anybody's actually you know, seen this or anything like that. That was before I started recording this audio right now, before I started putting this entire video together. So ignore that. I apologize for that. I apologize to Happy Power because he didn't end up finding it. It was 4 days ago, so I'm not that long off. But after that, I will be showing you guys the clip of me finding it out with my friend Rocky, or a Zombie Expert Kill, and my other friend Leo. So I'm going to show you guys these two clips, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about the theory that I have and what's going to happen later on with the dragon eggs. Okay guys, so we're here in playground at the moment, and if you guys do not know where the dragon eggs are, most likely at least 80% of you guys might know. I could be obviously wrong about that, but what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to come over here to Polar Peak. And oh, that voice crack. You're gonna want to come to Polar Peak, come right here to the edge, land right here below the castle, do not land on the top. And then what you're gonna want to do, come down here and ignore this, but once you come down here, there will be a wall right here. I ended up breaking it already just to make sure this was where it was. So you're gonna break this wall that's right here, and what you're gonna want to do, I'll show a couple of clips of this. I don't know, I'm recording this before I record the audio above, you know, this entire video and stuff. So hopefully I'm gonna show a couple of clips if I didn't say that already. So what you're gonna want to do when you come to these eggs, obviously, you know, I really don't know if anybody's shown this or not, but what you're gonna want to do is come as close as you can. Now make sure you're not looking this way or anything. Make sure you are looking at the eggs, and as soon as you get quiet, you should hear the heartbeat. Now, I really don't know if, like, because I'm using my mic right now, my Yeti mic, so I can't hear the audio, but there's this, the heartbeat should have came on. As soon as you look at them, okay, let me show an example actually. You can hear the little drops and stuff, everything melting and all that, but once you get close to this and look at it, what it should have done was subsided. Now I'll show another clip of that when I was playing with my friends when I first found it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that right now. Oh, actually, this is where they're supposed to be. Yeah, here they are.
You correct? No. What did you break this for?
Wait, am I the only one that can see this? Is there something in here? Do you see that little shape?
No, I don't see nothing.
You don't see the little black lines? It looks like an S.
Oh yeah, I see it. But it's
right?
only on this one. Oh yeah, I see him on this one too.
Oh shit, you can actually see him.
Oh shit! Right here, come here.
Wait, hold on, shut up. Wait, okay, wait, don't move for a little bit, hold on. Can you hear heartbeat?
Oh shit, you can.
What the fuck?
Alright, shh.
It's hella creepy.
These motherfuckers are still alive. So this recent clip that y'all saw, what I didn't end up realizing at that time was that I was barely looking at the egg, so it didn't actually cross my mind that you had to be looking at it in order to hear the heartbeat. So I mean, I know it's not that big of a deal, but I really didn't realize it until I don't even know. I think when we went back there and I was showing my friend Hayden or Mushroom Weave that there was a heartbeat on him and shit. I went over there, I went back down there and showed her the eggs, and then I looked at them, and I ended up hearing the heartbeat, and I was like, oh shit, that's how you hear it. But anyways, that's really, I mean, it's not besides the point, but, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into this theory before I start rambling on, but real quick, I do not use scripts for my videos at all, so if I do stutter a lot and pause a lot, I sincerely apologize. I'm gonna be doing all this off the, off the top of my head, see, just like that. I'm gonna be doing this all off the top of my head, so as this theory goes, I'm gonna kind of be processing it to myself a little bit more because, like, I have it in mind already and everything like that. I just, obviously, like I said, I don't have a script, so I'm gonna be piecing it all together one by one as I go through it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is about last video. Last video, there was a part of the theory that said that the eggs ended up fossilized, which is why we might end up in medieval times. So now that I hear the heartbeat, and now that this is, everything's confirmed about this stuff, not everything, but, I think you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. That theory might be thrown out of the water. Now, there is still the statue and everything like that, but we might not be going to medieval times. We might be going to a separate time, but more than likely that time will still be way back in the past and everything. I might make this a separate video because this is something that's now crossing my mind and everything. So I might make this a separate video because that last theory after this all happened, I don't believe most of that theory anymore. It did make so much sense, but now that there is a heartbeat, I do not really believe that anymore. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is what the dragons might end up doing for us in Fortnite. Now, we do have planes, we do still have the shitty ass golf carts which nobody uses, and we still have the little four-wheelers, the quad crashers. So what I'm thinking is, bear with me here, but considering how much people have hated on the planes, personally, I don't mind them. Ever since they nerfed them, they're completely fine now. And people still, comment on their tweets saying, like for planes to be vaulted or whatever. And personally, I don't really like that. But considering there's a lot of people, what I think might happen is the dragon might end up replacing the planes. Because considering we'll be going so far back in time, if that's what's going to happen next season, then what's going to happen is that they'll remove the planes, because there was no planes way back then when there was dragons and crap, or, fictional-wise, again. So the dragons might end up replacing the planes, and instead of, us shooting bullets and all that crap, we might end up shooting fire and basically the regular dragon attack kind of stuff, if you understand what I'm saying. And that's basically really all that there is in my mind when it comes to that. The other thing that I'm going to be talking about is a bigger picture to what the dragons might mean or what might do for Fortnite, and that's not be a vehicle, but or a transportation device. Obviously, it's not a vehicle, but what it might be is just a little piece of the storyline that we'll be getting. Now, the Fortnite storyline isn't all all together and everything. It's just it's its own story and everything. So what I think what might happen is the dragons end up like I think what did they call him? Kevin? I think it was the cube's name. I think that might just be what they pretty much not replace, but are the same aspect or the same concept. So we ended up seeing Kevin pop up out of nowhere from the rift. There was or the crack in the sky after the robot did all that teleporting and crap, and we ended up seeing Kevin pop up on the mountain at Paradise. And with these dragons, they ended up thawing out, and we never knew about them. But now that they're thawing out, we're able to see them. So more than likely, these eggs might just have a little piece to our storyline. What this might be a huge thing for the. Sorry, I have the hiccups at the moment. These might be a huge thing for the next trailer that we get, and what ends up changing in Fortnite after these things hatch. There's no way these things can't hatch. Like, there's a heartbeat, which shows that they are alive. So, considering that they are alive, they're going to have something to do with it. There's no reason why they wouldn't have a heartbeat. If they didn't have a heartbeat, then they would just be there for show. Or maybe, I guess one of the smart people or one of the smart skins would have possibly ended up making them hatch or something like that. That's the only thing I could think of. But since there is a heartbeat that shows that the dragons or the baby dragons that are inside are alive, you can clearly see the little tail and you can see the mouth open if you go back to a few minutes ago, if hopefully you're able to see it. I'm not sure if it was the same clip or not, but you can clearly see the head of the dragon and its mouth open. I know the mouth open isn't a huge thing, but to me it is, because that would show if there is a baby in there and it is alive, there is a heartbeat, then it is able to move its mouth and everything. So that's kind of a small thing, but to me it shows a lot of how much these dragons are gonna actually be important to us. So that's really all I have to say about that. It was so incredible when I found out. You could tell that I was so hyped. I was telling Rocky and Leo, once I get here, hey, shut up. And I was just so amazed. I was like, what the fuck? These things are alive. And I was so amazed. I still am. This makes me love Fortnite. Just the story. Like, I've been playing good, but that it's not really a big deal how I play to me anymore. Like, at this point, I really care about this storyline. I know a couple of seasons ago or last season, the queue meant so much to me because I was so interested in what was going on with it, because at the time I wasn't playing at all. And with this, it's incredible. I don't even know what to say about it. I'm so hyped to see what happens. We're only, I think, halfway through the season or something like that. So I'm so hyped to see what these dragons do. I'm so hyped to see what happens when all the ice melts, or like at least it's around the eggs and everything. I really want to see what happens to them if they end up hatching in this season, or if they wait to hatch later on because they're barely getting thawed out and they're barely getting kind of like revived and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video there. Again, this is all off the top of my head, so sorry if I sounded terrible. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this theory. I'm going to try saying that instead of video. But if you did, leave a thumbs up. And if you don't mind, click that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.